Hi everyone, my name is Uma Maheshwari and I work here at Syncfusion as one of the product managers, handling few of the web and Blazor components. And today I'm going to present you the topics like what are the new things that are added to our Blazor and web components for this Volume 4 2021 release. And at last we'll see how to build a Blazor custom element and use it from a simple Angular project. So let's move on to the Blazor updates first. So what's new in Blazor for this Volume 4 2021 release? All our Syncfusion Blazor components now supports .NET 6.0 version. So we all know .NET 6 comes with a lot of improvements for Blazor like AOT compilation for WebAssembly apps, dynamic component support, error boundaries, hot reload and so. So now all our Syncfusion Blazor components supports .NET 6.0 version and can make use of all these features that are applicable with .NET 6. And apart from this, a couple of components has been moved from preview to production ready state from this volume 4 release. So now you can start to use the breadcrumb and icons component in your live projects from this release. Next, a signature component has been newly introduced, so using which you can draw a signature or text digitally. So you can even change the stroke color, stroke width, background color, background image, and you can customize them very easily. Let's have a look at the example for the signature component now. So here you can see the blank area where I am going to add my sign. So let's have a look at some of the customizing options. So I'm just changing the stroke color to some purple shade, and I can even change the background color, and I can change the stroke width to 4, and you can see the difference here. So I can undo this. I can disable the background. Disable the area to sign. And so these are some of the options available with the signature component. Next, let's have a look at the features that are added to data grid component. So to the data grid component, multiple row and cell selection support has been added via dragging option. So let's see how it works. So now you can select a row or cell just by dragging your mouse like this. So here I'm just changing the selection mode to cell, and you can look at the difference now. So it's a box selection. So I'm just dragging the mouse to perform this selection, or even you can touch the screen and start performing this selection. Next, to the charts component, grouping support has been added to the column chart, and RTL support has also been added to all chart types. So let's first discuss the features available in charts, and then we'll have a look at the examples. So you can see the reversed legend feature here. So this is nothing but the legend items are displayed in a reversed order. So you can see the items here which is displayed in this particular order, and legend wrap is nothing but legend item text content is being wrapped onto the next line whenever it exceeds that particular space. Now let's have a look at the examples. So here you can see the reversed legends. So the legend items are displayed in the reversed order, and here you can see the legend wrap feature. So this particular legend item content is wrapped to the next line. and you can have a look at this RTL chart. So the chart is displayed in right to left direction. So you can see the y-axis displayed at the right side here. For the grouping feature, so here you can see the data points are being grouped based on the category. Next, moving on to the tree grid features, adaptive view support has been added. So the tree grid user interface has been redesigned now to provide a better viewing experience. So even on the small screens, you can have a clear view of the tree grid UI. So if you have a look at the features like filter, pager, and edit dialogues, all these features will get rendered adaptively by this particular interface. Next, moving on to the features that are added to diagram component in this Volume 4 2021 release. Touch gestures has been added to the diagram component. So this is nothing but whatever interactions you perform with the diagram component. I mean, like you can perform selection, dragging, resizing, or even you can rotate the diagram objects. All these interactions you can perform using the touch gestures like tap, double tap, or pinch, like that. And the tooltip support has also been added. Like whenever you perform dragging, resizing, or rotate the diagram elements, the tooltip will display informations like its size, position, and angle, like that. So that's what you can have a look at these GIF images. And print and export feature has also been added to the diagram component. So now you can export the diagram content as an image file like JPEG, PNG, or SVG format. And you can also print the diagram with options to change its page direction, size, and even you can print the entire diagram in a single page or across the multiple pages. Moving on to the next component, scheduler features. So the features added to the scheduler component in this release is custom month view and time zone display name. So custom month view, now you can set the number of weeks that are to be displayed in the current view. So now you can customize the month view in such a way you can set your own number of weeks to be displayed in the current view. And next, with the time zone display name feature, now you can customize the display names of the time zones in the editor window. Whatever locales that are being assigned to the scheduler control, the time zone names will be displayed based on the locale assigned to scheduler. So some of the other scheduler features are Excel export customization. So with this feature, now you can customize the header names whenever you export the scheduler to Excel. So I'll show you an example for this. And there are two more features. Like you can now specify the minimum event duration so that you'll be able to have a clear view about the subject. So that you can easily read them by setting some minimum event duration. And also a span event feature has been added. So usually whenever the events that has longer than 24 hours will be displayed in the all day row, but now you can display those spanned events in the work cell area of the day, week, and work week views. And next, moving on to the feature added to rich text editor, enter key customization has been added. So with this feature, now you can customize the enter key and shift enter key properties. So there are two properties, enter key and shift enter key, available in rich text editor now. So you can customize these properties in such a way that you can allow customizing the tags that are to be appended whenever the enter or shift enter key combinations are pressed. So now we'll have a look at the examples for scheduler and RT features. So here you can see the custom month view with a specific number of weeks rendered in a month view, and in the export to Excel file. So let me export it. Have a look at the customized header names here. I mean, the subject field has been renamed with summary. Next, let's see the example for rich text editor component. You can see here whenever I press enter key, it will create a new paragraph tag. So let me place the cursor over here and just look at the changes that takes place in the code view. So now I press enter now, and you can see the paragraph tag is getting appended. So in this way the properties can be customized. Next to the tabs component, active tab support has been added. So with this feature, you can customize the order of active tabs in the header area. And next to the Kanban component, complex data binding support has been added. Now you can map complex data with the dot notation, and you can set it to the corresponding fields of the Kanban data source. And you can also perform CRUD operations with such complex data binding. Next to the Gantt chart component, predecessor support for parent tasks has been added. With this feature, you can add task dependencies between the parent and child tasks, or even you can add the task dependencies between the multiple parent tasks. So this particular support has been added to the Gantt chart component. And apart from this, validation support has been added to text box component. So now you can validate the input on every key press instead of change event. Next to the file manager component, sortable navigation pan support has been added. So using this particular feature, you can sort the files in the navigation pan. So you can either display them in ascending or descending order based on the application needs. So here you can see the file names are being displayed in the descending order here. And next and another support added to file manager component is sort by. So with this feature, you can customize the default sort field of the file manager component. So you can also sort and display the files based on various fields like size, name, and date modified in both the detailed and large icon views. So you can also perform some custom column sorting as well using this sort by feature. Next, moving on to the feature added to word processor component. Word 2013 justification support has been added. So with this feature, the accuracy of the text justification in the word processor is improved so that it matches with the justification alignment of Microsoft Word 2013 and newer versions. So you can have a look at the difference over here. Uh, Microsoft Word 2010 and older versions will display the justified text in this particular way, and you can see the difference of the newer version justified content over here. Next, moving on to the dialog features, load on demand support has been added. So now you can render the dialog component dynamically while maintaining or removing the DOM elements. And next to the breadcrumb component, different overflow modes has been added. So let's look at the example for this breadcrumb features. So you can see the different modes like menu, wrap, scroll, and there is one more option like none. So with these options, you can see the items that are being displayed in the sub menus. Here you can see the breadcrumb items are wrapped to the next line whenever the breadcrumb width overflows the container size. And here you can see the scroller that is being added. So the scroll bar will get rendered whenever the breadcrumb width extends, I mean overflows the container size. So that's all the updates for Blazor components. Now let's move on to the features that are added for Essential JS2 components in this volume for 2021 release. Similar to the Blazor update, a breadcrumb component with new overflow modes has been moved from preview to production ready state for all the Essential JS2 platforms as well. And a new component signature has been introduced for all the Essential JS2 platforms, so that you'll be able to draw a signature or text digitally using this. So as we have already seen the example for these components, so I'm just skipping the demo here. And next to the charts component, we have already seen the grouping RTL and reversed legend in Blazor. Other than those features, y-axis label rotation feature has been added to the charts component in web. So you can see the labels, y-axis labels that are being rotated here. So this feature is all about rotating the labels of y-axis. And next to the maps component, line string geometry type has been added. With this line string geometry type, which supports rendering of lines, or it will allow for creating the routes, navigation lines, and you can even add some unique shapes in the real time. So here in this example, you can see the walking route that are indicated with a line. So this is all about this line string geometry type. And next to the scheduler component, tabs component, and to the tree grid component, the same updates whichever we have seen in Blazor is applicable for Essential JS2 platforms as well. Next to the pivot table component, grand total placement support has been added. So with this feature, you can display the summarized totals either at the first or last position in the pivot table's row and column axis. So here you can see the grand total, and over here and here. So you can place them either at the first or last position in this way. And notification of UI actions support is nothing but now you can identify the UI actions in the pivot table, like if you perform drill down, drill up, or if you sort the values, or enabling the group bar, or any of the actions whatever you perform with pivot table. Now you can identify them using the action begin and action complete events. And next to the tree view component, text wrap support has been added. With this support, the tree view text node content will get wrapped onto the next line whenever it exceeds the width of the tree view node. So that's all the updates about features added to Essential JS2 components in this volume for 2021 release. And next, some of the common updates like to the Visual Studio extensions, .NET 6.0 support has been added, like for to the Blazor template studio, and also to the ASP.NET Core Visual Studio extensions. This particular .NET 6.0 support has been added. And to the VS Code extensions, again .NET 6.0 support has been added for Blazor VS Code extension, that is nothing but the Syncfusion Blazor project template. And also we have extended the web template studio VS Code extension um, by updating the Angular template to this latest 13.1 version. And also we have also upgraded the React template with the React 17.0 version. And next to the sample creator, I mean to the Syncfusion ASP.NET Core sample creator, VS 2022 and .NET 6.0 support has been provided. And to the ASP.NET MVC sample creator, VS 2022 support has been added. So now you can start to create sample solutions using VS 2022. So that's all the updates for Blazor and Essential JS2 components for this volume for 2021 release. And now next we'll see how to build a simple Blazor custom element and use it in a simple Angular project. Before starting with the project creation, let's see the prerequisites to work with the Blazor custom elements. So you must have .NET 6.0 version as well as VS 2022 latest version, and you can also have a look at this reference GitHub example link. So here you can see how to create a simple Blazor custom element, and then how to configure the Angular or React example to start to make use of that particular created Blazor component into it. So, okay, no, so now let's start with the project. So now let me open the VS 2022. So first I'll create a new Blazor WebAssembly application. I'll choose Blazor WebAssembly App and click Next. I'll provide the name as custom Blazor element. Click Next. So to this project, I'll add the NuGet package, custom elements. So just make sure to check this include pre-release. So because this custom element support is still in the experimental mode, so you need to check this include pre-release. Only then you will be able to get this custom elements. So I'm just choosing the version and installing it into my project. So the custom elements is added to the dependencies section. Now open the program.cs file. Here the first step is I need to remove this line, and instead of this particular line, I need to register the custom element here. So builder.root register as custom element, and here I am going to pass the counter component, and inside the parenthesis I need to provide the custom element name, which I'm going to make use of within the Angular project. So here within the double quotes, I'll provide the name as my Blazor element, and here make sure to add the pages namespace. I mean, using custom Blazor elements dot pages. So once you're done with this, now I'm going to make few changes in this counter.razor file. So let me show you the change what I'm going to add. So as we have already seen this particular project, so open this samples Blazor and counter.razor. So you can able to see the current count and increment amount here. So I'm just copy pasting this into my counter component. So let it be like this. So just try to run this project. So that's it. You will be able to see such kind of blank screen. This is because I have removed the root component app from here and I registered the counter component as custom element over here. Just keep it in the running state and now you need to create a Angular project. So let me open the command prompt. So let me navigate to a folder. So let me navigate to a folder webinars and here I'll create a Angular project. Now let's wait until the project gets created. So I'll choose the routing option, CSS option, and let the packages get installed. So the Angular project got created. So I'm just opening this folder in VS Code. I need to add the proxy.config JSON file. So I already have that file. I'm just copying it into the SRC folder. So you can see the proxy config JSON file over here. And in this particular part, I need to change the URL of, here I need to provide the target path of where the Blazor project is running. So I'm just copying this and adding it over here. And now inside the index.html file, I need to add the script reference. So here if you look at this particular lines, it is mentioned that we need to refer this Blazor custom element.js and Blazor WebAssembly JS within the index.html file. So this Blazor custom element.js file reference is nothing but for the temporary purpose, but it's been said that this might get removed in the future updates. So let's copy this script reference and paste it in the body section. Now moving on to the app.component.ts file. Here I'm going to add the template and within that particular template I'm going to make use of the Blazor custom element. So let's see how to do that now. So I'm just removing this template URL. I have added the template. So here you can see I have just added two buttons. So each one button is for adding the Blazor counter and another button for removing the Blazor counter. And in the next div, I have added my Blazor custom element. So this is the place where I'm going to render my Blazor component. You can have a look at this attribute title and increment amount over here. So this is nothing but the properties that are being defined for the counter component. So if you have a look at this title increment amount, so those two parameters are uh, used here as an attribute for these custom elements. And here within this app component, let me add the definition for those two functions, add Blazor counter and remove Blazor counter. So here you can see add Blazor counter where I'm just incrementing the index, and also in the remove Blazor counter I'm just popping out the last item. So this is all about the app.component.ts. Here I have added a template and I placed the custom Blazor element into this Angular template, and I'm just passing the values for these custom elements through these attributes title and increment amount from here. So now that's it about this. And one more thing is whenever we want to render the custom elements inside this Angular template, so make sure to add the custom element schema inside this app module.ts. So here I will add the custom element schemas to tell the Angular that we'll have the custom tags in the Angular template. So I'm just importing it from Angular core package. And one more step is open the angular.json file, and inside this Angular JSON file I need to add that proxy config options over here. So save this. And now let me run this Angular project with the command ngserve. So now I'll try to open this localhost 4. So let me click this add Blazor counter, and here you can see the Blazor component, Blazor custom element being displayed over here, and the number of times that I click over this add Blazor counter, it will add the appropriate counters over here. And if I click remove Blazor counter, the lastly added counter will get removed. So now let's see how to replace this particular HTML button with our Syncfusion button. So inside this Blazor project, I'll install the Syncfusion Blazor buttons package. So search for syncfusion.blazor.buttons and install the specific version that you need. Okay, so the buttons package got installed, and now inside this program.cs file, let me register the Syncfusion Blazor project service. So using syncfusion.blazor, And here I'll add builder dot services dot add Syncfusion Blazor method. Inside the index.html, let me add the CDN link reference for this Bootstrap 5 CSS reference, theme reference. And inside the imports.razor, I'll add syncfusion.blazor.buttons. And now inside the counter.razor, I'll comment this button. E flat. Increment count. I'll assign this increment count method to this on click, and I'll set is primary to true. And to the content property, I'll add a variable public string content equal to click me, and here I'll assign that variable over here. And to the increment count method, I'll pass the mouse event tags as parameter, and that's it. Let's check now how this SF button gets rendered as a custom element in Angular project. So I'm running this project now. Okay, so keep it open, and so I'm just refreshing it. So now I click this add Blazor counter, and here you can see the click me button, which is nothing but the Syncfusion Blazor button component. So here you could see a message saying about the trial version, so you can ignore this. This is because this is nothing but a warning message, because I have not added the license key in my project. So I'm just clicking this button, and you can see the update over here. And if I add Blazor counter, so it is getting added one more time. And if you want to check whether this is a Syncfusion Blazor button, so you can check here the button class e-control ebtn. So in this way you can use you can try using uh, different components, I mean different Syncfusion Blazor components inside the Blazor project, and try using them as a custom element inside the Angular or React project. So I have tried just with the Angular project, and you can even try it in the same way with the React project as well. So that's all about the today's webinar topic. So, we have seen how to create a custom element using Blazor, and we have also seen how to render it inside the Angular project. So, that's all from my side, and yeah, thank you all.